Man, this looks like one heck of a climb. Looking over to Dead Horse Point State Park. There's probably 100 tourists up there taking pictures right now. And I haven't run into a single person in about 3 days. It's my last full day on the hike, and it's time you start reflecting. My friend says my videos aren't personal enough, so personally I would say get out there and hike if you want to hike. It was like 12 years ago that I was working really hard, and I figured out a way to take a month off of my job. Wasn't easy, but I made it happen. And I hiked my first long hike, 25 days across southern Utah, from near Zion to near Capitol Reef, and it's really changed my life. I mean, looking back, like before that, I traveled. I did some hiking and some camping, even in southern Utah. I loved it. But that first long distance hike really changed things. And since then, I've done something big almost every spring. And I love it. So, my advice to you, get out there, do it. Try to make it happen. Just figure out, and it doesn't have to be hiking, just whatever you're curious about, you think you may have a passion for. Get out there and do it, make it happen, and hopefully it'll change your life for the better. Well, there seems to be a new tradition since last time I walked this way. I definitely don't remember any chickens at Chicken's Corner sign. Squawk! Okay, headed towards Moab and Arches. I wonder which day pickup day is. Come on, people, pack it out! I've reached the part of the route where it's possible to get down to the Colorado River. This morning I was so anxious to get here because I was basically out of water again. But fortunately I hit a little stock pond just up the way, and it had great water. It looked really bad, but once it ran through the filter, it was really good. And we're in ATV land now too. Yep. Welcome to Moab.
What was that?
I can't understand a word you're saying. Alright, goodbye, Mr. Crow. Take another little break here in the shade. There's not a lot of shade around, so I take advantage of a good rock when I can find one. This is going to end up possibly being my longest hike ever. I don't know. I checked the mileage last night, and this will go toe-to-toe with my true across Utah, Nevada to Colorado hike from 2009, so we'll see. It's been a good hike. I have a feeling this might be my last long hike, though. I'll never give up the short stuff. I kind of think that 2-week hike is kind of a sweet spot, but it takes a lot to pull off, this 5-6 week hike. And I don't know. I'm happy I didn't have any major body issues this time. Like the knee that hampered me last year. But yeah, it's getting tough, and I have to admit I'm getting older. But we'll see. Come winter, my feelings may change, but pretty satisfied with how this hike has turned out, and it could be a good finale. So, but here I'm talking about finales, and we're not even done. We still have a good full day of hiking, so let's get to it. It's like a storm is a brewing. Haven't had any real rain in 3 weeks or more, so we'll see if this one pans out. It actually finally started to rain. Rain's not affecting me though, because I'm here at Base Camp Adventure, getting a tour of the properties by owner Tom, which is really cool. He gave me a Coke, some cold water, and I get to check out all the properties that you can rent and stay and have it as a base camp for your adventure here outside of Moab. It's a really cool place. Makes me think of that cheeseburger I'm going to have tomorrow when I finish the hike. These round river rock here in Jackson Hole is atypical for this area. It definitely doesn't come from the cliffs above, which just show that they are river rock and the Colorado River used to run through here. This is an abandoned meander. Cool stuff. Yeehaw, I have to climb that. I am just coming out of Jackson's Hole. Gonna go up this crack called Jackson's Ladder and get to the top of Amos's Back. Sounds dirty, but it's not. Man, this looks like one heck of a climb. I've already climbed up quite a ways, but a lot farther to go. Almost to the top. Day 43. Day 43, last full day on the trail and the last night camping. And how is this for a last final camp? I love it. The behind the rocks are shining behind me. Over here we have Jackson Hole already in the dark. I love it. It's a good way to end the trip. Good way to end a good trip. Final sun on the behind the rocks. Looking pretty awesome. It's day 44, the final day. I am pretty sure I have a cheeseburger and a beer with my name on it down there, so let's go. Let's get her done. Looking down on the Colorado River. That's the Potash Road on the other side. And up to behind the rocks, you can even see the LaSalle's peeking out there. That big opening is Keene Springs Canyon. That's where I'm headed. Look, the Moab bike people put in a little bridge so we don't have to get our feet wet. Yay. I just went back down into the stream and took a little dip. Figure if I'm going back into civilization, I better wash the last 8 days of hiking off of me. That's how long it's been since I've had ample water to actually rinse off. This is where I quit my abbreviated hike from last year when I had the hurt knee. But not this year. We're gonna keep on walking all the way to Arches, go in the opposite direction this time. So this time Arches is the end. Let's go. Walking the paved road to Moab. Not a big fan, but gotta be done. Quickest way to finish this up since I'm already overdue. And besides, I went through behind the rocks last year, so this will work. Onward. Walking into the town of Moab. Gotta get through the city and get to Arches. Store is getting a new delivery. I think it's just for me. I gotta drink it all. Okay, we must be getting close. Tune in the radio for info. We're crossing the Colorado River via the pedestrian bridge. We're getting close. Wow, that wind is picking up. Yay, Arches! Yay, I made it all the way to Arches National Park. I'm in Lower Courthouse Wash, and that officially marks the end of my big hike. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could you do a hike to Arches and not show us any arches? Well, if you want to see some arches, look at my hike video from last year where I spent 2 days in the backcountry. Or my shuttle, aka my parents, are about a half mile down that way with some cold drinks in an air-conditioned vehicle. And I'm going to jump it in and drive through the park. So I'll show you some of that as a little bonus footage. Look at all these people. It's a whole different experience. It's more people than I've seen in 2 weeks. The wind tunnel effect. Mr. Shadow, underturned arch. good one. He was a good guy. It's been one heck of an adventure, 44 days and 700 and some miles. I think it's probably one of my best hikes ever. As always, thanks a lot for following along, and see you next time on Across Utah.